And Tom and Jamie and I are pleased to welcome in our one-man NFC East Bureau.
Yes.
Michael Irvin, crisscrossing the country. You went to Dallas. You talked to Mr. Romo. You went to Philly. You talked to Mr. Jackson. Well, this is right in your wheelhouse here because we have two NFC East topics here. Let's start with Tony Romo. You sat down with him. Do you think he has what it takes to win the Super Bowl? He says it's going to happen eventually.
I think he does now. And what it takes is a DeMarco Murray, someone that could run the football and help him finish football games. We talked about this, and I asked Romo about that. Look at what Romo has done since DeMarco Murray has given him those 601 yards in those 4 starts. He's 8 TDs, 1 interception. You know why? Because it's not all on me. First down, I can hand it to DeMarco Murray. Let's go get 4 or 5 yards. Now I'm in second and short, and I can handle it from here. I can finish the game better, guys.
Yeah, I agree with you. It takes a great amount of talent individually, but it also takes a great supporting cast. And you're right, Michael. They have a much improved young running game. Look at the weapons in the huddle. Des Bryant, Miles Austin, Jason Witten. And let's not overlook that offensive line that's done a very nice job coming together early, only giving up 15 sacks so far this year. And defensively, top 10 in yards allowed and points allowed. So they have talent.
Cold bucket of water coming.
This is all great. And this is great. This is great for the regular season. The bottom line is it still goes back to what happens in the playoffs. We know he's going to get him to the playoffs. That's it. But the question is, can you hold in yourself? The problems that he's having, he's trying to do too much. Yes. And his numbers bear it out. When you look at the fact that he's one of the top-rated quarterbacks all time in the regular season and then in the postseason. But what also happens in the postseason, the stage gets bigger. And that's where I question his abilities to be able to play at the next level. Some guys...
Is it his ability or is it his mental toughness?
No, physically he's got the talent. I'm not questioning that. I think he's one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league. But there's something to be said about in the playoffs, all of a sudden things get a little tighter.
Yeah, because he's always felt that it was up to him. I believe when you come up through the ranks, like Tony Romo has come up through the ranks. He wasn't the first-round pick. He had to fight his way up. So when he get in those games, he feels like he still has something to prove to everybody that he belongs here. And we are always talking about, he has to prove it to us that he belongs. So he tries to do too much. DeMarco Murray being there will allow him to relax, hand that ball off. It gives Jason Garrett, Coach Garrett, a way out when Tony Romo has help.
All of that's true, but there's something to be said for when that situation happens. When you're in that situation, you either have it or you don't to handle the big stage.
But aren't we still finding that out? He's 31 years old and his 6th full season as their starter. Look, Peyton Manning,
he's 31 years old.
But it took Peyton Manning 6 years to win his first playoff game. And I'm not putting
and Tony's won playoff game, but the problem is when you
these words about Peyton Manning. No, you were not. And it wasn't because you knew because the pedigree in which he had gotten drafted was unspoken.
But you had questions about whether he could handle it or not because it seemed like he was wilting down the stretch. So the questions were valid to be asked about Peyton at the time when we were asking the question.
We did have the buzzer go. I'll say this about Tony Romo. Tony Romo comes into this weekend with the hottest hand he has ever had, 88% completion percentage against the Buffalo Bills. Staubach, Aikman never had a game like that when it comes to completion percentage.
Well, from why are you doing that? Talk about the rings. Let's talk about the rings and all that stats is great.
To not.